He had ambitions. He said, "Honey, I will take care of us. I will progress. I will develop. I will succeed." Build a house here in the country he protected. We didn't get to any of it, not a thing of everything we wanted and planned.
Everyone's heart was broken last week after saying farewell to every soldier. But something in Cedrick's smiling face, his slanted eyes, the foreign name, testified that in this farewell there is a story of a slightly different sacrifice. A story about identity, about love for the homeland, about choice. His funeral held last week also testified to an extraordinary partnership of fate. In the pouring rain, his comrades from the Givati Brigade stood with his friends from the Filipino community, soldiers from the reserves unit with the people from his church in South Tel Aviv. Cedrick Garin was born 23 years ago in Israel, to parents from the Philippines. When he was 2 years old, his father was deported, and his mother, who worked as a cleaner, fought a daily war of survival.
Since he was small, I know that he's a very good boy. It's very hard for him because I'm working in the whole day. We are coming in the night. He will grow up like that. When he was 16 years old, he said, "Ima, I'm going to work." Since then, he became independent. He didn't ask me even a shekel.
At the age of 15, he met his great love, and since then they have not separated, Daniela and Cedrick. 2 years ago, they got married.
He told me, "Love, by the age of 25, I want children and I want many of them." We both have families, but half our families are not even in Israel. We are quite alone. My dream was to build a house here with children, a messy house.
This is a commemorative corner. It's the first time a soldier from our school has been killed.
He studied at the Bialik Rogozin school from 1st to 12th. Like all his classmates, he experienced the feeling of foreignness common to southern Tel Aviv.
We suffered racism because our color is a little different, but we always said that we are no different from anyone. We are also Israelis, natives of the land. The language we speak is only Hebrew. And we would strengthen each other going through this racism. We'd just say, "Don't take it to heart. It's nonsense."
This is my lovely teacher, Omri, who came from Ashkelon. Omri is Cedrick's homeroom teacher. Surely, I hope to see you under different circumstances.
I will speak in military terms, because that's where I have been for 4 months now. Cedrick's main teacher. It was a bit like a commander and his pair. If I needed someone to volunteer, if I needed someone to assume some kind of responsibility, he would accept it with love and smile. During 12th grade, he started to get in trouble, maybe out of a desire to be with the cool guys, with the motorcycles. He was lured by people he shouldn't have been with, to situations he shouldn't have been in. When the whole question of enlisting came up, I thought, and he knew, that it could save him.
Even you are like half, you are Filipino and you are Israeli? He said yes, because I love this country.
He didn't give up. He stayed there. He stayed there. He slept there until one of the commanders passed by and saw that he really wanted to be a fighter. And he gave it to him, enlisted him to the Givati Brigade.
How proud he was of the Purple Beret. He went on to the squad commander course and then the senior sergeant's course.
Often, when they would return home, his soldiers would gather around my car. "Daniela, what a man you have." He was showered with compliments. They made him blush next to me. How they loved him, and how he loved them.
But the peak came towards the end of his service. Until the last moment, Cedrick did not believe that he would be the one to receive an outstanding soldier commendation from the Southern Command General.
He told me that I think I'm not the one to select it because I'm a Filipino. He called him that he is the one to select, and he said, "Ima, look how you proud of me." So I'm so happy.
סמל ראשון סדריק גרין, סמל מחלקה גדוד שקד, חטיבת גבעתי.
It was something that made me very happy, but I can't say, really, that it surprised me. He was an excellent commander. As he was excellent, for me as a teacher. He just had a huge heart.
Today, I'm joining you for an unusual conversation. 3 days ago, our alumnus, Cedrick Garin, was killed in Gaza. Cedrick always said, "Angela, I want to be like everyone else."
The question of identity occupies the entire school community. These children, born here in Israel, who want to feel part, to contribute. The absurdity is that in most cases, because of their status, the state won't let them.
Who here is going to enlist?
אני נולדתי פה, ואני חושבת שגם לי מגיע.
אני פשוט חייב להתגייס. גדלתי פה, נולדתי פה.
Cedrick's war didn't end with his discharge from the army either. There was another battle this outstanding soldier had to go through, the battle for Israeli citizenship.
Instead of having it handed to him on a silver platter, he was so disappointed by it. He would tell me, "I gave my all. They don't give a damn about me. I'm a refugee in this place." Until finally they called him one day to come to the Ministry of the Interior. He was delighted. Finally.
He started working as a security guard in the Prime Minister's office, at Naftali Bennett's house and other ministers.
Cedrick Garin, may he rest in peace, was part of the Prime Minister's resident security team. Cedrick was a hero of Israel and had a huge soul.
On the 7th of October, like many others, he did not hesitate and went south to fight.
He said, "Ima, I'm going to the war." "No, don't go." He said, "No, this is my job. I must to protect the country. I'm afraid. I cannot sleep. I cannot eat. All the time I'm thinking of him."
The last time he was at home was a few days before he was killed in the building collapse disaster in the center of the Gaza Strip. He had come home to surprise Daniela for her birthday.
On Friday at 7 in the morning, he left for that mission. At 6:17 in the morning, he sent me, "Good morning, my love. I'm going on a mission. I love you."
We went on this mission together. I always put both the Israeli flag and the Philippine flag on my uniform and on my vest. And right before that, Cedrick said to me, "Wow, how come you have a flag and I don't?" I immediately took it off and slapped it on his vest. For people to see what we represent, that everyone is together. I was actually 100 meters from him. We heard an explosion. I looked to the right, saw a collapsed building, and everything was burnt. I couldn't breathe. I just prayed it's not him. They started getting reports, numbers. I asked the officers if anyone can find out. There's no way that they'd mix him up with another Filipino because it was just me and him, and no one knew what to say to me until I got a message.
The funeral wasn't held till the following Thursday. They were waiting for his father, Rico, to arrive from the Philippines. 20 years later, the country that had deported him allowed him to now return to bury his son.
The Filipino community, we love you. Thank you very much. Even it's raining, you are here. You are here to be with us in our sadness time. Thank you very much.
All the hardships you went through here tied you and your family by blood to this good country, and it is our duty to ensure everyone recognizes that.
Despite the blood bond, even in the midst of great grief, his mother still fears that despite the heavy price she's paid, her status here is still unsure.
My son is dead here. I want to stay with him. Deserve to give me a paper here because my son is dead because of this war. I will fight for this. I don't know this happened to him. I didn't expect.
And again, in one picture at the cemetery, the whole story. The cantor who prays next to the priest who offers a prayer. The Filipino community, which in a moment of tragic circumstances is no longer invisible, mourns alongside the soldiers who returned from the battle. Everyone cries the same tears for Cedrick.
My dear husband, I promise you that I will continue our life. I promise you. I promise that no one will forget you. I promise.